My name's Harry Kunzru. Li Jianqiang, whose pen name is Liu Lu, is a human rights lawyer, writer, and a member of Independent Chinese Pen Center. He's represented many dissidents and activists, including 10 of the 45 writers on PEN's case list, 3 of whose work you'll also hear this evening. In July 2003, Mr. Li was disbarred for 2 years for initiating a petition to abolish the offense of inciting subversion of state power from China's criminal law. After he regained his license in 2005, he resumed his defense of dissidents, and in June 2007, his application to extend his license to practice law was denied. At great personal risk, he traveled to New York this April to accept the 2008 PEN Barbara Goldsmith Freedom to Write Award on behalf of Yang Tongyan. And many of you will remember his powerful statements at the PEN Gala and at PEN's press conference calling for the release of imprisoned Chinese writers during the World Voices Festival. Mr. Li has published 2 volumes of writings which include memos of his cases, commentaries, essays, poems and short stories. I'm going to read one of these commentaries which he published in March of this year. The Crime and Punishment of Yunbiao, Evictee. It's translated by Eric Abrahamson. Yunbiao is a resident of Hangzhou. His home is Zhuqiao village, and for generations his family, the Procurate, a public body, filed a lawsuit on behalf of the development company in the Zihu District Court, the very court that participated directly in the demolition of Yunbiao's home. The lawsuit reads, "The defendant used a variety of violent means, including splashing gasoline, releasing natural gas, hanging banners and verbal threats to prevent the workers from entering his home, severely hindering national government workers from carrying out their legal duties. The truth of his crimes is clear, the evidence plentiful, and he should be held legally responsible for the obstruction of official business." On September 5th, 2007, the District Court, also a public body, assisted in the development company's revenge by adopting the position of the lawsuit wholesale. Young was found guilty of obstructing official business and sentenced to 2 years in jail. He appealed. A mid-level Hangzhou Municipal Court upheld the sentence. And at last, Yang Jianbiao, who'd hoped to seek justice from the law, was sent to jail to serve his sentence in the name of the law. Yang Jianbiao's saga put this writer in mind of another case of eviction and demolition. On January the 18th, 1871, the Prussian King Wilhelm I was proclaimed Emperor of Germany. Not long after that, trying to curry favor, his ministers built him a luxurious villa on the outskirts of Potsdam. One day, the new emperor looked out from his villa, but found that his line of sight was blocked by a watermill. In a rage, the emperor ordered that the mill be forcibly demolished. But Germany, though it was a feudal monarchy, already had laws protecting private property. The opinion of the watermill's owner was that if the emperor could run roughshod over the law, how could he expect his citizens to be law-abiding? So, he sued the emperor in the Supreme Court of the land. The judges ruled that the emperor must restore the watermill to its original condition and pay compensation. His Majesty, far from reacting to this verdict with an explosion of fury, accepted their judgment and rebuilt the mill immediately. Time has flowed onward, and now, 130 years later, the rule of law is coming to the east from the west. Even our ancient eastern country has instated a constitution and laws protecting private property. These laws state very clearly all rights of private citizens to their homes and to the use of their land may not be infringed upon. And yet, the land and homes of the young Jianbiaos of China are so fragile, they're as fragile as storm-tossed boats. They may be capsized and swallowed by the waves of power at any time. Never mind an emperor, even the lowliest bureaucrat or a developer with official connections can raze homes to the ground and drive their inhabitants into vagrancy or even into jail. 130 years. The authority of law has traveled from west to east, but it has arrived as diluted as dishwater. The owner of the Potsdam mill acted in defense of his rights and became a byword in the history of law. Yang Jianbiao fought to protect his Hangzhou home and ended up in jail. As legal professionals, how should we understand Yang Jianbiao's crime and his punishment?